What's happening, Tech Timers? It's Andre of Andre's Tech Time and Product Reviews, where I review cool tech and everyday products that will make your lives just a little bit easier. And today I am coming to you live with no jive, with another Amazon mystery package. We're going to take a look and see what's going on. Can you dig it? Okay, Tech Timers, so before we get down to the nitty gritty, please don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and ring the bell all below. And please share if you care. Now, while I was recording my fitness fight video a little bit earlier, this came to my door, an Amazon mystery package. Let's cut this bad boy open and see what we can see. This is going to require the Tech Time tool. Yowza! What do we have here? This is a mini PC. Let's get a good look at it. Let's cut it open. We'll go over the specs in just a moment. Yowza! Let's get the top off. Terryza. Let's put that off to the side for just a moment. Manual. And of course, we'll go through that. See what we've got. Power cable, power supply. Let's see. 50 hertz at 0.8 amps, 2500 milliamps per hour. Let's take a look at this computer. Fits in the palm of the hand. Get the power light, ventilation, VGA, Kensington lock, headphone jack, headphone microphone jack, LAN, HDMI 1 and 2, so this can actually support up to 3 monitors, USB 4, power in, USB 3, USB 1 and 2. So this is actually USB 3. You've got a TF card, your SD card, power button, more ventilation. And there's the bottom. This has a great feature, and I'm going to show you that in just a moment. Okay, Tech Timers, so there was a little screw right here. I removed that. I'm going to slide this over. And top comes off. You've got an expansion bay for your SSD, and also you could put a 2.5-inch SATA hard drive in here. Not bad at all, not bad. So you can expand the memory, the storage via the SSD card or 2.5-inch hard drive. So what I'm going to do is, let me get this together and then we'll go over the specs. Okay, Tech Timers, it is full disclosure time because you know I am always going to give you the 100% real deal. It has been exactly 1 week since I recorded that first segment. Today is the 25th of September. And the reason why it's been taking me so long to get through this video, through this review, is because I've had nothing but problems in the very beginning. So let me go through what I had to endure just to get this bad boy up and running. On Saturday, the 19th of September, I set up the computer. I decided to do the Windows update, and it took 10 plus hours to download and install those updates. I did not have any connection issues with my internet speed, nothing at all. So I don't know why it took that long, but that pretty much, ruined the entire Saturday. On the 20th of September, which was Sunday, I launched Microsoft Edge, the browser. I went to ESPN, clicked on one of my soccer games. Shout out to USL Pro and MLS. And although I can get into ESPN, I could click on a game and it fills the screen, it just would never play, no matter which game. Or I even tried other sports, whatever, baseball, I don't know, whatever. I just clicked on everything I could in ESPN, nothing would play. I then went to the Netflix website, logged in, no problems there. Clicked on a movie, same thing as ESPN. The movie, no matter what I clicked on, would fill up the screen, and it would just sit there, would not play. Then I went to one of my comic strip sites. Shout out to Go Comics and the one here in Phoenix, whatever it's called. And I would click on a comic, and it would just take like a minute to open, no matter which site I went to. Once again, I was using Microsoft Edge, and then I decided, sounds like Windows is corrupted. I want to go ahead and wipe this out. So I proceeded to, write to a recovery disk. It took 7.5 hours to write to a 16 gigabyte USB drive. That is absurd. Okay, that went on well into the night. So then on Monday, the 21st of September, I reset the computer. I reinstalled and updated Windows 10. Now check this out. Downloaded the updates and installed the updates. All of that took only about 2 hours. Remember, a couple of days before, took over 10 hours just to do the download and updates. So open up Microsoft Edge, ESPN, clicked on a sport, sat there for about 5 minutes, and then started playing. Netflix, same thing. Clicked on a movie, several movies, sat there for about 5 minutes, started playing. Went to my comic strip sites, and comics would launch maybe in about 15-20 seconds. So definitely an improvement, but not great, right? So I was going to wipe out the computer once more and start all over, but then I decided, let me go ahead and download the Chrome browser and see what happens. So I downloaded, I installed Chrome, and this is what happened. ESPN, Netflix, and the comic strips, much improved. Pretty much behaved the way they should have, which is very interesting because the Microsoft Edge browser is actually Microsoft's branded Chrome browser. And I think the only difference there is that, it's probably loaded down with so much Microsoft code that is just negatively impacting the performance. So I don't care about this. I'm just not going to use Microsoft Edge. I use the Chrome browser. Things seem to work. So I decided to try a different USB drive to record a recovery, to download and set up a recovery disk. And once again, took 7.5 hours to do that. Don't know why it takes so long, but since then, since Monday, and like I said, today is Friday, the 25th of September, I've just been, using the computer day to day, streaming, a little bit of surfing, etc., etc. Let's see if everything is resolved. So let's get to those specs. This is the Terryza AK3V. It has a licensed copy of Windows 10. The processor is an Intel Celeron N3350, which is a dual core of 1.1 gigahertz, bursting up to 2.4 gigahertz. This is not a speed demon. I don't care about that. I'm more interested in its streaming capabilities and light computing. So the memory is 4 gigs, and that's DDR3. And I know it's older memory, but like I said, for streaming purposes, that's all I care about. Storage is a 64 gigabyte eMMC. I know that's slow as well, but you know what? It does what it does, right? So the GPU is the Intel HD Graphics 500. It supports 4K HD at 60 Hertz. It's got dual Wi-Fi. It's a that's 2.4 gigs and 5 gigs. It's got 2 HDMI ports, 1 VGA port. So like I mentioned earlier, it supports up to 3 monitors. And for the USB, don't know why I got a little twisted on this previously. It's got 2 2.0s and 2 3.0 USBs. So we've got a 3.5 millimeter mic headphone jack, 1 gigabit Ethernet port, micro SD card slot, and that supports up to 128 gigabytes. And the expansion slot is SATA. It's a 2.5 inch HD R SSD up to 2 terabytes. So as you can see, it really has a lot of storage capability, expansion. So as far as the dimensions are concerned, it's a 5.1 inch by 5.1 inch by 2 inch. The weight is 1.7 pounds. And I didn't notice this in the box because it was in the bottom. It's got a mounting rack included, so you can mount it to the back of your monitor or your TV. We'll take a look at that a little bit later. And when I grabbed the power cord, I guess I didn't realize that the HDMI cable was included. So that takes care of the specs. We're going to get down to the get down. You dig?
Okay, Tech Timers, full disclosure time once again. It is now Saturday afternoon. Yesterday was a busy day, so I decided to knock off early. So now that I've got this computer hooked up to this capture card, we're going to get down to the get down as promised. So let's start off by going into settings, system, about. Okay, so what we've got here, you can see it's the Intel Celeron N3350 running at 1.10 gigahertz, 4 gigs of RAM, and Windows 10 Pro. So not a powerhouse by any means. Let's take a look at the temperature that the computer's running at this moment. Between both processors, between 47 and 49 degrees Celsius. Not bad, remaining cool, but we're going to take a look at that again just a little bit later. Now, I am not a Windows guy by any means, you know, so, but I do use some applications, and LibreOffice is one of my favorites. Definitely the only Office program that I install on all of my computers. As you can see, when I clicked on it, it didn't take very long to launch. If I go into the Writer document, I guess that would be the equivalent of Microsoft Word. You can see that launched pretty quickly. Not bad for a low-end processor, low-end chipset. I'm going to launch it again. Let's try something else within there. Let's try this drawing program. And as you can see, it came right up. Maybe, you know, a second or two. So the applications are launching, you know, pretty well. You know, definitely not a speed demon here, but something that can be used, you know, every day. Let's pull up maps. See, that came right up. So let's get rid of that because I'm never, ever going to use it, most likely. And I did have every intention of doing a side-by-side comparison between Microsoft Edge and Chrome, the Chrome browser. However, what happened was, because when I tried to launch my sites in Microsoft Edge, for some reason, it's not even worth it. It's just not happening. So what I'm going to do is, let's start off with one of my favorite comic sites, Go Comics. And if I click on a comic, now this site usually loads a lot of ads, and it does take a couple of seconds every now and then, even on my i7 MacBook Pro. But as you can see, that wasn't very bad at all. And actually, there's another comic site that I go to that's much slower. But as you can see, maybe 2 seconds to launch the comic. Not bad. Let's go to ESPN, because ESPN was one of the sites that at first, when I first got the computer, I would click on the game and, pretty much would just sit on this screen right here. It wouldn't disappear. As you can see, the screen was up for maybe a couple of seconds. It's buffering, for a few seconds, and now the game is playing. We'll click on another game just to make sure that wasn't a fluke. And ESPN every now and then does take a while to load. There are some games on right now. I'm going to watch this game. I'm going to watch Phoenix a little bit later tonight. Let's click on this game. And as you see, so I clicked on it. Maybe just a couple of seconds later, it launches. It's going to buffer. And there you go. It begins to play. As you can see, it's playing down here. And so let's get out of that. And even, as I mentioned before, even after I reinstalled Windows, I would click on the games, and then they would take, 5 minutes. They wouldn't actually buffer. It would just sit on that opening screen for about 5 minutes and then buffer and then start playing. Same thing with Netflix. I would click on a movie or a TV show, and it would just sit there and not play. After I reloaded the operating system, it would just take, maybe about 5 minutes or so. So I clicked on the good place, and you can see it took a few seconds to launch. Let's get out of that. Copyright issues. Let's launch. I don't know what this is. Sneakerheads, brand new movie. Let's click on play, and as you can see, it's buffering, and there you go. It's playing. It's just taking a few seconds there to launch. Not bad at all. So, not the fastest computer by far, but definitely not the slowest. But let's take a look at speed test here. Let's click on go. Now, this is an older chipset, so it's not taking advantage of my 70 meg service. And I didn't expect it to, because, it's an older Celeron. This chipset came out in 2016, I believe. 2016, end of 2000, beginning of 2017. But for streaming, it's still not bad. This is pretty average of what I've been getting, right around 30 down. And if I were connecting with one of my i5s or my i7s, I would be getting 65 to 70. So, but still able to stream, which is exactly what I got the computer for. The upload has been pretty consistent, right around between 10 and 11. So once again, not bad with the streaming, not bad at all. Some world-class YouTube videos, because this wasn't happening, as you can see. Clicked on, just started playing. Go to another one of your favorite videos. Buffers for a couple of seconds and then just starts playing. So that wasn't happening before either. So pretty good for streaming, which once again is the reason why I got it. Let's take a look at the temp now that we've launched some applications and did a tiny bit of streaming. And you can see that it remains nice and cool. So that's pretty much all I'm going to be using this computer for. I might use it for work from home, but as you can see, once again, it's not a powerhouse, but it will suffice for a work from home computer. And as far as replacing my Android streaming box, it does exactly what it needs to do. So let's go ahead and wrap this bad boy up. You dig?
Okay, Tech Timers. So what else can I say about this computer? Let's see, still remaining very cool to the touch. It takes 37 seconds to boot up completely. It will make a good light work at home slash school, school homework type computer. Not much for anything like really demanding. If you want to play games on this, I would assume that you can, as long as they're not very intense games that eat up a lot of resources. I mean, we're talking, just very, very basic gaming. So this is the little box that's in the box that the computer comes in. And this is the mounting rack and screws. Mount this to the back of your monitor or TV screen, and mounts just like that. You'll be able to slide the computer on and off should you need to. So I think that this computer will do what it was designed to do. At this time, you're probably wondering what my rating is. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, you know that my rating system is, if I like it, I'll give it a right on. If I really like it, I'll give it a groovy, man. If I don't like it, it's going to be a write off. If I really don't like it, I'm going to give it a jab turkey. This does what it's supposed to do. It's just that it took a while to get there. So therefore, I'm going to give it a jab turkey. It shouldn't require that much to get this up and running. So I think I learned a very valuable lesson. And if you get a computer like this, a no-name computer, I think the first thing you should do is reinstall Windows. Just get it out of the way, just to be on the safe side. I'm a little disappointed that Microsoft Edge will not run properly on this computer. I think it's more of a chipset thing than anything, because like I said, it runs perfectly on my Acer laptop, which is that is i3. So no problems there. But I think for me, you're probably wondering, so am I going to keep it? Well, I think for me the standout feature is, you can see I removed the screw over here. Standout feature is, oops, let's get this off. That right now I've got a 500 gigabyte SATA hard drive in there, and what that will allow me to do is to test out operating systems. I run a lot of different operating systems. I like to test out operating systems. Actually, the Windows operating system will be the secondary operating system on this computer for me, should I decide to keep it. I'm going to turn this into a Chrome OS computer, and you're probably wondering why. So, because I want to run all of my Android apps on a computer. And I'll probably make a video about that too, because that's really cool. I actually have that set up on my Dell laptop. I don't have it running Windows. So, like I said, if you get a no-name computer, make sure that you reinstall Windows, get that out of the way, make sure that it does everything that you need to. The jury is still out on whether I'm going to keep it, but the fact that I can have this little, small footprint machine that I can swap the hard drive in and out on the go, as opposed to my desktop, which is, like, I don't know, 10 times the size of this maybe, and that's a small footprint. But just getting to the internals of that computer, and I mean, it weighs a ton. So this is really easy to work with. So $119.99 on Amazon. If you decide to get it. If you're like me and you like messing around with computers, have at it. However, if you're the type of person that just wants to, get it home, plug it up, and have it running, I'm just not going to recommend this. So that's why, once again, it gets a jive turkey. So that's going to conclude my review of the Terryza AK3V Mini PC. So thank you for hanging out here with me on Andre's Tech Time and product reviews. And keep in mind, with all of my reviews, all of the opinions expressed are my own. I don't get paid to do this, and I purchase all of the products with my own money. Enough said. keep on trucking, and I will catch you on the flip side in my next video. Now, can you dig that?